Good morning, my name's Asherah. Thank you for tuning in. Today is it's Wednesday the 12th of November. The time is 8:56 in the morning. I'm on my way to the gym for a yoga session. But basically the purpose of this channel is to record my mental health while at the same time record my spiritual awakening. Every time I pull out my house, there's a row of cars. Cars come from nowhere. Literally the road's quiet. But if I step out the front door, that's it. It's like they're all waiting. It's like the Truman Show. You know the Truman Show, nobody moves, and then as soon as Truman wakes up in the morning, everybody's on the move, getting ready for work and shit. That's literally how my life feels. Like I'm in the fucking Truman Show. So basically, I have literally recorded my life in the Truman Show. So you can see what parts are happening in the 3D and what parts are happening spiritually, and how those things are connected. And then on the flip side of that, I'm actually researching it from a PhD perspective. So I'm looking at this from a researcher while I'm also the subject. Okay, so I literally have to go a PhD student, then shamanic practitioner, and then narrator, the person doing the observing on the outside. So yesterday was the 11th, and oh my god, the 11th of the 11th is always an amazing day. I've got journals dating as far back as 2021, 2022 with significant things happening on those days. And then on some of the videos that I've done for this, you can see that some of the videos that my ancestors, spirit guides, which are the people that are around me and connected very much to my shamanic side practices, they're telling me to up and put the video on in front of the camera that I'm showing you, and lo and behold, it's exactly the same day but 3 years ago. So I'm videoing on the 10th of November 2025, and the video that I'm playing on that video is literally the 10th of November 2022. So that's a little example of these little timeline coincidences that keep coming around, because there are things that happen on specific days throughout the year, and if you're attuned to numerology, astrology, planets, sensitive to energy, you can pick up on those changes and you can ride the wave, so to speak. So what does ride the wave mean? It means that if that particular day of that particular month at that particular time, the energy of money, the currency energy of money is in the air, then you know it's a great time to launch a business. Does that make sense? Or it's a great time to invest or put a lottery ticket on, because you're aware that that day is special for making magic happen. And that's a reality. In the esoteric community, we understand this. But in the academic community, I'm not sure we actually do. So because I am both an academic and a spiritual practitioner, it's almost like I get the best of both worlds, which is rather funny, you know, because many years ago, I wrote a book called Black Mum, White Mum, because I've got a black mum biologically, and I've got a white mum because she's my mother-in-law. My older children's father is mixed race. His mum's white Irish, and she's been in my life really since I was 13 years of age. You know what I mean? So she's always been there to provide guidance and understanding from a white woman perspective. So I learn both ways, if you like. I learn both ways of thinking, you know. So I don't think like a typical black woman, and I don't necessarily think like a typical white woman. I take the best from both worlds, if you like, and create my own little thing, which makes me rather unique in what I do and how I do it. Yeah. So I want to share all of these different aspects of myself, and these aspects of myself, I've been able to kind of compartmentalize, and I've kind of, when I say compartmentalize, meaning that they're all in their little compartments, if you like, and I'm able to kind of tap into these compartments at will and draw on the resources that each one of those personality types bring to the table. So what is a personality type? A personality type is, for example, you might have a dictatorship personality type. So that's like Hitler. Hitler was a man, autocratic, that literally just told everybody what they're gonna do, allegedly. I don't know him. Yeah. So that type of leadership style in a school, it has negative effect on the staff, because what happens is the staff lose confidence in their own ability. Those type of leaders tend to mini and micromanage everybody, and you feel like you really can't poop in the workplace without getting told off, because you know the fucking head teacher's gonna smell it, type of thing. So that's a different type of personality type, isn't it? But realistically, outside of that one personality type that head teacher might be projecting, they also have many other personality types. And the first personality type is your inner child personality type. And most of us can connect with inner child, because either we don't remember our inner child, or our inner child experience was very traumatic, or we find ourselves very much in our inner child energy all the time, where we just feel in love with love, giggly. You can almost see the fairies. So that's what my white mum's like. She's 60 something years of age, and she still believes in fairies. She still believes in leprechauns. She still believes in magic. You know, and she has my whole time that I've known her, and obviously her whole life, because obviously being Irish, they're very much into that type of folklore, aren't they? And her and her mum's relationship was quite strained, but she had a very good relationship with her grandma, and her grandma was actually a witch. Do you know what I mean? So she taught her a lot of her witchy ways, and obviously to respect the fairies and everybody else, because it's real, basically. So and then rather my black mum had a much harder upbringing. You know, she had parents that had migrated from Jamaica to England as part of the diaspora, the Windrush. So they brought over a very black Jamaican cultural ideology to how you raise children, which is to beat them into submission. You know, I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because when my parents tell the story about their trauma of getting beaten, it's always told with laughter. It's always told with laughter. Remember that time, Mummy? Remember Daddy when you did beat me? It's always told with laughter. And I don't know whether or not that's in every Jamaican household, but I know I went to a predominantly black school with a black head teacher, black staff, and predominantly, literally 95% black kids. And we would laugh and joke about telling stories about our beating or what happened when we got home. So even though there is trauma in the beating, I've been being beaten by mum and been laughing at the same time, if I'm completely honest. As well as I've been beaten and crying. As well as I've been beaten and refused to cry. You know what I mean? I'm having these conversations with you because I've got esoteric ancestors on the other side that just want to bring this information forward. So I have to remind myself, or I am reminded, to pull myself back out of certain energy so that I can continue to have the conversation with you, because I'm being reminded that I was trying to explain the different personality types, and I'd only got onto inner child and was taken away on the inner child energy of laughing with my cousins about getting beaten. You know, but it's such a lovely energy to be in, and I can tap into that energy at any time, at any moment, you know, which is termed as jumping timelines. I can be in serious mode right now in a PhD personality, which is Asherah, yeah, and I'll go through all 4 or 5 of them properly, and be very, very serious with you, and completely change my tone and deal with you in a different way. So this energy that's coming through is Sasha. Sasha's a gangster bitch. She'll tell you about your blood clot, your pussy clot, and your fucking ass clot. She don't give a fuck. Can you see how these energies all present themselves as different? So this is what the medical industry would term as having multiple personality disorders, or now it's called DID, to be fair, which is in the title. Yeah, or even / psychosis. And the reason why I know that is because 2024, last year, on the 4th of March, I was admitted into Sandwell Hospital on the on the mental health ward. Yeah, because they believed I was showing signs of having an acute psychosis episode, when in fact I was having a spiritual awakening. And that's what I want to research. Okay, so that's the introduction, if you like, but I do need to finish off the personality. So personality 1 is inner child. Personality 2 is divine masculine, which is my Sasha, my gangster bitch. Yeah. Personality 3 is my divine feminine, which is Rosie. She's very soft, she's very sensual, she loves to cook, she loves to take care of her man, you know, she just loves all things beautiful. She takes care of our skin. She takes care of our hair. She makes sure our eyelashes are done, our nails are done. She's like, you've been in that camera how many days and you got one nail missing from 19 how long, because I just come back from Bali and it come off in Bali. And she's like, when are we going to the nail shop? So she's saying to me now, because I thought that we had our session with because I'm doing sorry to jump, but I am doing a shamanic practitioner's course at the moment, so I can become a recognised, accredited shaman in the UK. But in terms of my heritage, in terms of my bloodline, I'm already a shaman. And if I wasn't living in England, I wouldn't need a qualification to say that I am who I am. I would just be because I am. But because these are the constraints of where I am, where the universe wants me to be, I'm enjoying breaking out of my mind and expanding my consciousness and being able to use my consciousness in an esoteric way, where I'm able to tap into spirits and see into the future and see into the past and have premonitions and predict things and speak to spirits and speak to extraterrestrials and get downloads and see things through my eyes and tap into colours and open up vortex and open up galaxies in my bedroom, which is very much what Howard Terrace was talking about. I don't know whether or not you've seen him, this American actor, who's quite a well-known actor, to be fair. But he went, one day I was watching something way back years ago, and he was on the red carpet in Hollywood. And he turned around to the camera reporter and says to him, he's in his bedroom creating galaxies. He's unlocked the secrets of the universe. And I remember it hitting me in my chest. I knew absolutely fuck all at the time. You know what I mean? My inner self knew, my higher self knew, but the physical me that that's presenting itself to this camera, completely clueless. But something literally hit me in my chest, and there was a knowing. Man said he's creating galaxies in his blood clot bedroom. I could see that he is. I know when someone is telling the truth or they're telling a lie. And when I say I know, if it's not of important, I can't say I can tell it for everybody, because if it's not important, my energy won't necessarily tap into it, because there's nothing to come down the line, down the future. This is the last encounter for me and that person, so therefore I don't have to see the rest of their future unless spirit feels there's something I should know. But if I'm with you and you're part of this mission, this next mission that I'm on, or you're part of my life at the moment, then I do get access to your Akashic records, and I do get access to your vibrations, and I can see through your lies. It's like Wonder Woman. It's like having that little wonder whip that can kind of tap in and know if a person is telling truth or not. But instead of having a whip, it's energy signals. It's tiny little energy signals. And that's what I pick up because I'm quite sensitive to it. So I've never shared this with anyone. Not even my family know the extent of my gifts, because to be honest, I really struggled with it. A lot of people had like sexual assault, abuse, absent fathers and all that kind of stuff. And I did have an absent father, but that wasn't the foundation of my trauma growing up. The foundation of my trauma was very spiritual. Having entities walking through my bedroom because they're on a completely different dimension. So to them, they're just crossing the road. But really for me, it's like, I'm trying to sleep here. And just, from 4 years of age, just seeing, and normalizing it. And spirit telling me that it's normal. But I also come to an age where I realize that my cousins are not seeing what I'm seeing. Some of them are. And they sit down and say, fuck it out, did you see the ghost? And we're like, yeah. We all seen the ghost. We all seen the ghost that time. But there was a lot of times where it was just me that was seeing it. And it led to kind of me kind of hearing their snarls. They didn't necessarily believe what I was seeing because they couldn't see what I was seeing. So therefore, was I even telling the truth? But they knew I was telling the truth, because when I told them about their blood clot and I knew about their business that I shouldn't know about, they knew I was telling the truth then. But for some reason, they just want to hide and pretend that they don't know that. So what's happening is that even though I'm doing this PhD and it is going to be very much publicly documented, there's a lot of generational curses being broken at the moment in the spiritual world, in the 5D. And they want me to talk about what's happening in the spiritual world live here in 3D. They want me to televise. They want me to televise what's happening in the spiritual world. And there are a lot of people at the moment online, and have been for years, that are televising what's going on in the 5D spiritual world. And those people are known as tarot card readers, They're known as clairvoyance. They're not known as clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is the actual gift. They're just known as, they're just part of the clairs, because there are lots of clairs. There's clair audio, there's clair visual, there's clair sentient. You know, having the ability to taste things in your mouth is also a spiritual gift. Having the ability to just smell a smell out of nowhere is a spiritual gift. But if you don't know that's what they are, you wouldn't even know that you had spiritual gifts. So I'm aware of my spiritual gifts and have been for a long time. I've always been spiritual and I've always tapped in. But since since me asking my ex-husband for a divorce in 2019, and that was the divine telling me that it's time to leave this blowhole because he's going on with things. And even though my 3D eyes couldn't see a thing, wait there, what time is it? Oh my God, I've just realised I'm on my way to the gym and this bloody class starts at 1:15 and it's 11 o'clock. Can you see how I have to jump through life acting completely normal, like every day is every day, as well as dealing with the esoteric where there's fucking wars, there's a war zone going on in front of me. But I feel like I'm able to departmentalize and put things into perspective. But I want you to be the judge of that if you like. Even though I'm technically the judge of it, I want to judge it through your eyes. Yeah? I want to judge it through your eyes. I want to be able to see myself through your eyes, because what I realized last night when I was talking to Spirit is they made me aware that although I've done a good job to find these 5 sides of myself, I've been questioning, who is this 6th side? Is the 6th side the narrator? Is the 6th side looking at, because at the end of the day, they've drawn out a map for me, and this map has places for 6 personalities, but I only know of 5. I know of my inner child, Asherah, my divine masculine, my divine feminine, my priestess, and my empress and my high priestess. So who's the 6th one? And last night, I literally uncovered who the 6th one was. And the 6th one is my hidden self. If you see the shape of a cube, if you can picture the cube right now, you know a cube has 6 sides. But when you look at the 6th side, you can see that at least 2 of the sides you can't see. That's the one on the far side, which is your shadow side. Yeah, you're aware that that side of the square is there, but you can't properly see it because it's the angle. However, the one that lies flat on the ground, you can't see that side at all. And that's the side I can't see about me. That's the side I need you to see about me, so that I can get a better understanding of myself. Because right now, I feel like I've got myself on lock. But the more right now I sit in an unlocked position, the more I'm realizing I'm sitting here contradicting my own self. I'm saying I don't like corn, I don't like corn, I don't like eating corn, I don't like corn out the can, because at the end of the day, corn is not digestible. And the fact that corn comes out your doo-doo, I'm like, I don't want to eat corn. And as I'm sitting down there in my inner child moaning about not eating corn, I'm saying, but everyone's saying, but I like corn, I like popcorn. And then somebody else is like, yeah, I like corn too, I like cornmeal. And I'm just going down the line of how everybody else actually likes corn. And then I realise, fucking hell, I do actually like corn. So it's almost like I'm assessing myself on what I'm saying I actually am and what I actually am not. And it's a mind fuck. It really is a mind fuck. But I'm gonna I'm gonna run into the gym. I'm not gonna run into the gym, I'm gonna carry on. I am late, but I am already dressed. So I'm just gonna go down to the studio. But can you see the point? The point is, I'm a walking fucking contradiction. And that's what happened to me on the bed last night. I ended up in another contradiction about another topic. And I was just like, fucking hell, Asha. There's a part of you that you don't know. And as soon as I said that, I went into an ascension and they downloaded the cube. But not only did they download the cube, they reminded me that that cube is Metatron cube. And I am Metatron. I have that cube tattooed on my back. And that's what they were trying to show me. You are the cube. And it just all when everything just starts to blend in and just make sense. It's crazy. It really is crazy. I look crazy because I'm walking through the gym talking to my phone, but it probably just looks like I'm on the phone talking to somebody, because everybody looks crazy these days with a mobile phone in their hand. But it was just a profound realization, and I spend my day having epiphany after epiphany after epiphany, raising up with the Most High. Hi. Yeah, I haven't got my pass, sorry. Can I get in? Hi, sweetheart.
How are you?
I'm really good, thanks.
And what was your date of birth?
301081.
Pass.
No, I don't. I didn't. I left it yesterday and I didn't bring it today.
Okay.
Thank you. But I just want to go in this quarter past yoga session.
What's your name, sorry?
Ashira Rose. Thank you. Thank you. Isn't that lovely? Do you know which studio it's in? Yo, is that further down or this one here? Thank you. Oh, they're just starting. Right, I've got to go. Okay, bye.